Today I'm going to go through opening up and setting up these two different portable propane heaters. They're both 30 to 60,000 BTUs. I got them at the big box store at the end of the winter season. The Mr. Heater is usually around $100. I got it for 88 bucks after rebates. And the Thermoheat I've never heard of before, but it at the same store was $53 out the door. So I'm kind of curious as to whether this cheaper one can perform like the name brand. I'm going to take these out of the box, put them together, hook them up to a tank, and share with you my findings. Another thing to note is, as I was unboxing these, the Thermoheat, the less expensive one, came packed in a cardboard box with styrofoam, whereas the Mr. Heater came with this more eco-friendly pressed cardboard stuff. No styrofoam at all with the Mr. Heater. That didn't take long. Took these out of the boxes. This Thermoheat came fully assembled with the handle in place. I had to screw the handle onto the Mr. Heater. As you can see, the Thermo is a little bit longer, measuring out 18 inches long. These are both with the lowest height setting, about 14 inches high. The Mr. Heater is 16 inches long and about 13 inches high. And you can tilt both of these up a few inches either way. They both have short pigtail electrical connections, and they both come with what looks to be about the same length of 20-pound LP regulators. Manuals for both of them are pretty good. The Mr. Heater comes with some graphs and stuff that show you BTUs per hour. So I think there's a little more information in the Mr. Heater manual, but both of them include parts lists so that you can order spare parts. The Mr. Heater has a sticker on the top that says Quiet Burner Technology. The Thermoheat doesn't have anything like that. They're noticeably, the Mr. Heater's a little bit heavier. I'll weigh those and tell you what the weight difference is, but we'll see. Now, if I look inside, the Mr. Heater looks a little more sophisticated than the Thermoheat, which is just basically a flat piece of metal in there with the burner orifice. This has got something a little bit more complicated looking. But let's try them out. Stay tuned. Start with the Thermoheat, 30 to 60,000 BTUs. I've got it all hooked up to the tank here. I'm going to plug it in according to the instructions. You can hear the igniter going and the fan. I'm supposed to turn this to low until it lights. And it's lit. So the Thermoheat running on low for a couple of minutes here. Temperature on that back plate is 570 degrees. Turn it up to high. Quickly goes up to about 850. The outside is cool. The very tip is a little bit warm. But everything on the outside is cool. Turn it off. Okay, now for the Mr. Heater. So plug it in. press and hold this in until it ignites. Lights right up. Release the button outward. Gives a little bit of a different flame pattern. On high, after it's been running for a while, I'm getting 616 degrees. If I turn that back down to low, it drops to almost a little over 300 degrees. It puts out a decent amount of heat, but not anywhere near what my old kerosene torpedo that had one temperature setting did. So both of these heaters are constructed similarly, sheet metal with an internal galvanized tube. And that's what gets hot. This outer stays pretty cool on both of them. The one thing I will note, this outer cylinder is a little bit narrower on the Thermoheat. And when I look at the fan back there, there's I'd say maybe 3/8 of an inch clearance between the end of the blade and the outer tube. Whereas on the Mr. Heater, there's a lot more. It looks like the fan's about the same diameter, but there's maybe 5/8 of an inch clearance between the fan, the outer edge of the fan blade, and the outer tube. Seems like this might actually pull more air in, whereas this might, pull some air in from the front. Like any kind of fan shroud, you want it as close to the fan as possible. So that's one tiny design difference. So that's a quick summary of these two heaters. I think they both are going to work fine. The Mr. Heater feels a little bit beefier. I don't think the metal gauge is really any different, but as you saw, it weighs 3/4 of a pound more or so. With the Mr. Heater, you turn on the gas and then hold this button in until the thermocouple heats up. So it's sort of like starting a gas fireplace in that respect. One thing I kind of like about the Thermoheat is it's just one knob. So you hook up the gas, turn it on, and you push this in and rotate it until you can hear it clicking, and it almost instantly lights up. And you keep holding it in until the thermocouple heats up, and then you can let it go and adjust the temperature. So there's only one knob on the Thermoheat. There's two on the Mr. Heater. One to get the gas flowing, and then the other one to adjust the heat level. So as you saw, the Mr. Heater backplate doesn't get quite as hot as the Thermoheat. Whether that translates into heating up a room quicker or not, I don't know yet. But it seems like both of these heaters function pretty similarly, even though this says quiet burner technology. I think they both make about the same amount of noise. So I think both of these are going to work out pretty well for those instances in the winter where I just want to heat my garage up quickly to work on the car or something. I think I'll keep them both. I've got more than one barn to use them in. Thanks for watching.